Good morning.
Good to have you with us, everyone, for our local information program about COVID-19 here and how it's affecting San Juan County and the greater Four Corners area. Megan, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me. I keep passing every day.
You do. You keep coming back, which we're glad about.
Yeah.
And we were trying to make some more watch parties here on our Facebook page. So
it's the tech learning curve during this time of COVID-19. We'll have to make that an entire episode at some point.
It really is. And so let me see if
man.
I can do this now that we're up and running here and see if my phone is capable of figuring this out. But we do have a lot of information to pass along to our viewers this morning. And the other thing that I wanted to make sure everybody knew was that this program is also going to be airing on the radio.
Yes.
So if you know someone who's not maybe connected to the internet or a Facebook person or a YouTube person, they can listen online on the radio, not online, on the radio at 5 o'clock tonight.
Yes, the actual radio, which I'm an analog girl, so that's my favorite thing to hear. So
it speaks to you.
It speaks to me.
There you go.
5:06 to be exact.
That is actually right after the news.
Right after the news.
This program will start. So the audio that you're hearing right now, everybody, will be rebroadcast same day information. So it's going to be still timely, important information that we're getting out to people. And again, this show is Monday through Thursday at 9, so it's going to be Monday through Thursday at 5:06 p.m. on KSJE.
Right. Double the news, double the fun.
There you are.
That's what I say.
Okay, like the gum.
That's it,
right.
See? That's where I was going.
Oh, there you are. And again, we'll start where we start all the time by going to our website, our dedicated COVID-19 coronavirus page on KSJE.com. That's where we're keeping track of all the latest information. And again, the state has updated its numbers, so now we have 100 confirmed cases here in New Mexico. And as I scroll down, there were several additional cases here in San Juan County. And you can see that right there. 2 men in their 30s, a man in his 40s, and a woman in her 30s are the newest cases in San Juan County. There was one new case in McKinley County yesterday, a female in her teens. And so again, that's where we are. So we want everyone to know. And San Juan County now has a total of 7 cases.
Yes. So we are climbing.
Right. So that, again, physical distancing, as we're calling it.
We're calling it physical distancing.
Is important,
we are changing the semantics for the sake
social,
of my own health.
But physical distancing, because we want to still be social with our friends and neighbors and our community, which is why we do this show, and we're glad that everyone's a part of our community.
That's right.
Joining us online. But physical distancing still important. Staying at home still important.
Staying at home. That is what they're pressing. When do we know when the physicians are calling us in next?
I believe tomorrow we'll be hearing from some of the docs at the hospital, so at San Juan Regional Medical Center. So we'll get an update from them and see how they are doing. But if you scroll down on our page, everyone, there were a couple other things that we wanted to mention. The cases from the Navajo Nation. Again, we're keeping track of those in contact with the President and Vice President's office. They're now at 49 on the Navajo Nation. That includes 30 cases in Navajo County, that's in Arizona, 7 in Apache County, which is in Arizona, and there are 6 in Coconino County, which is also kind of where Flagstaff is.
Right. Well, and we do want to remind listeners what Mike Mestis said, which is the reason that those Navajo Nation counts aren't appearing on our county website is that it's Arizona that is formally counting them.
That's right.
Not a slight or not an oversight, but more related to specific location.
Exactly. So, good point. Other things we want to mention, too, the City of Farmington has been sharing information with us, too. As you can see there, Farmington Community Works Department modifications. So, again, there's details about that, how that's going to work. A lot of this is just saying no more face-to-face meetings, but giving you information if you do need to talk about what they are doing. You can call and make an appointment. I think for the Community Works Department, if you need to get permits, you can make an appointment to do that. Same thing for the Utility Department, modifying customer service. There's that story as well. There's a question online about the court systems, and that's a great question. I'm going to try to find an answer to that because I haven't heard about how the courts are working.
Courts are essential.
They are. They must be working.
They're working.
Yes.
Now, whether or not they're working face-to-face, I guess, is the question.
Right. Yeah. So that's a good question. We'll try to find out for you. So thank you for that. Again, Farmington schools have updated their meal distribution timelines. So those times have shifted just a bit. So there's information there.
It's a 2-hour delay. So whatever they were handing out yesterday and the day before, just add 2 hours to that.
Okay. Again, Farmington City facilities have updated their closure list. That affects the golf courses, actually, that are now closed.
Right.
So,
which we will have, fear not, if you are a golf enthusiast, or maybe you're thinking,
You've
what
already
new
thought
hobby?
About this. Yep.
I've already... Yeah, don't worry, guys. I got you covered.
Megan's on it.
I am on it. I heard about the golf courses closing.
Yes.
I got your back.
Okay.
Because if you were thinking, like, now's the time to pick up a lifelong hobby, we will have Tom Yost from First Tee call us tomorrow because he has created a series of videos, particularly for families to do with their kids while they're at home.
Bless you, Tom Yost.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank
there
you.
you go. So perfect. And then San Juan County encouraging online and appointments. Again, more information about that. And so again, if you go to our website, KSJE.com, and go across the top to news, and you can click down to our coronavirus COVID-19 tab, and that's where we've kind of compiled all these things right there, everybody. You can kind of see it, how it works. So that's all there. And those stories do have contact information, phone numbers, email addresses for all these things that are saying they're not going to do face-to-face, give you information about how to meet folks or talk to folks if you need them from the city or the county. So that's important.
Now, how much of a connoisseur are you with the video phone call systems?
Yeah, don't do that. I really don't. Except for this.
Right.
Every day.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I do this.
Wait a second.
But I don't do anything
Visual
else.
radio.
Right.
Well, let me tell you. So I've been sort of dabbling in these things, trying to figure out ways to particularly keep various groups that I had running up and going during this time. And I think the most important thing I've learned is the importance of muting one's mic when somebody else is talking.
Very much so.
Right?
Yes, one of my pet peeves. Yes.
Right, as a radio person, one of our pet peeves. But you know what it sounds like is when you try to do some sort of communal reading or something and people are not muting their mics, it sounds like you ran through a toy store and like touched all those automated toys that sing and things like that and just ran down the aisle and did that. So it's a very disorienting experience.
I hear you. I hear you. And
there you go.
I try to minimize
Free advice.
my online. Yeah, I'm more up to join a meeting by phone than rather by webcam and everything else.
Agreed. Agreed. But we're going to start getting creative, right, and put up interesting backdrops like Olin Mills throwbacks.
I think we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, make some happy clouds, happy trees.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bob Russ.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Him too. Olin Mills and Bob Ross.
You're welcome. Blast
Thank
from
you.
the past.
Thank you very much. Perfect. I'm not finding any information about the court's audience, so we're going to look for that and try to share that with you tomorrow because we want to make sure it is accurate and local.
There you go.
That's what we're looking for.
Local and accurate. That is what we're looking for.
That's the key. Exactly.
That is the key.
Exactly. So that's important, everyone. We also want you to join us as well. In fact, I have neglected to put up the phone number. If you guys want to call in and let us know how you are doing and be part of our community, that's kind of what it is. So if you need to talk to somebody, you could talk to us, and that would be great. In fact, someone has called in right now.
Right now.
How about that? The power of radio. Let's see who it is. Good morning. You're on KSJE.
Good morning. This is Jonah Sharp with People Assisting the Homeless.
Jonah, thank you for calling us from PATH, People Assisting the Homeless. And I know your folks are doing a tremendous job at the shelter and working with all the clients that you have, but I know you have needs as well. How can we help?
Yes, we do have some needs. We also operate the Daily Bread Soup Kitchen, and we have, as of last week, we had started handing out daily meals at the door versus the dining in. And those are mostly, the street people that don't come into shelter.
Right.
And we are running out of beverage water. We don't have bottled water to give them. Yesterday, we were fortunate enough for Cascade Water Company to donate 16 cases of bottled water. That will last us approximately 6 days.
Okay.
And so I think what I really need people to understand is that the people that are living on the streets, the people that are most vulnerable that we're trying to help, that may be their only form of water until the next day.
Right.
They can't go in and fill it up anywhere, their bottles. So it is really important for us to give them, just that one bottle of water a day. So we're calling on people. I mean, I'll even pay for them. We just can't get our hands on any other than us, taking time to individually go in and get that one case a day and hope that we can get it. And that has really become cumbersome for the small amount of staff that I have for each of us individually to go and do that. So, we got to remember about the most vulnerable people in our community, trying to keep them healthy and safe as well, and, hopefully give a little bit of education to them while we're at it.
Definitely. That's good advice. Thank you for reminding us of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And here's a sort of curious question here. Say bottled water continues to be very scarce in the stores as of now, would it be beneficial if listeners were to drop off like refillable plastic water bottles they have maybe around, like Nalgene or whatever, those types of bottles, and maybe there's a way that Daily Bread could fill them up using the sink inside? I mean, if we had to get creative problem solving, would that be something that would be helpful, or would you rather not take an influx of refillable water bottles?
Yeah, I had thought of that process myself, and because of the risk of exposure, we would have to run it through our sanitizer.
Right.
It would take, more of us to have to do that, and then they would be bringing it to us and waiting for us to do that. That process takes about half an hour.
Right.
And so it also increases that risk for all of us.
Right.
I have 2 staff members there that are over the age of 65, and most of our volunteers have opted out because many of them are older retired people, and I certainly can't blame them.
Right.
And so I just want to minimize the risk. Every day we hear and learn new things about it. I get up early, I watch the news and the most advanced information that, we can find with best practices. And that's what we always want to do, is best practices when we're working with vulnerable populations, because we don't know where they've been, we don't know what they have. It's an unknown.
Sure.
So we have to treat it the same way that maybe somebody going into the ER would, the hospital staff, they're going to assume this person could have anything and everything, and sometimes they do.
Right.
It's an unknown, so you have to be most guarded about that. And for simplicity, I know it's a lot of plastic out there as well, but I think for simplicity, it would be best for us in the stage that we're at to just pass out water bottles. But the other thing is, if we've also opted for the little packages, the pouches of juice, anything that's got a lot of water in it, the Kool-Aid pouches. I would prefer not soda, that the carbonation diminishes the water value. But
what about like sports drinks, things like that?
What was that you
Sorry,
said?
what about like sports drinks, like Gatorade, Powerade, that kind of stuff?
That would be fine,
Okay.
absolutely, because they're out in the elements, it's starting to get a little warmer.
Right.
So anything like that really has a high content of water that's not going to dilute from the other products in it like a soda will.
Okay. Good to know. And Jonah, again, because of our physical distancing, how can we get these things to you? Is there kind of a drop-off thing that you're trying to set up?
So people can, probably what would be most easy is to bring them to the shelter, because we are here 24/7. The staff at Daily Bread are not there 24/7. We are able to pick up if, we have a van. We can, work that out and coordinate that. But if they want to bring it here, they can bring it and leave it on our front porch. We have the front doors locked. If they would like a receipt for their donation, knock on the door or call the number, and we'd be happy to get their address and mail them a receipt.
Okay. And share that number with us if you would.
It's 505-327-3104.
Okay. And that is for the Path Shelter, and that is where you're accepting these donations, not at the Daily Bread. It's a different location. And the Path Shelter, again, is kind of on...
Hydro Plant Road. But what's the exact number, Jonah?
It is 520 Hydro Plant Road, and it's, you can sort of miss it if you don't pay attention, but
right.
if you can Google or something, you'll get right here to the front door.
Just not too far off of Murray Drive, basically, but on that side of town.
And you go down a long driveway, listeners.
That's true.
That's
right. Long driveway.
And down a little hill. That's true.
Yes.
Very good. Jonah, repeat that phone number one more time for our listeners and viewers, and then we appreciate it very much.
Okay, it's 505-327-3104. And I thank you guys very much.
Well, we thank you and the staff that is doing this, again, for our most vulnerable parts of our community, because they are part of our community. So
yes, they are.
thank you for calling in this morning.
Okay, bye-bye.
You bet. That's Jonah Sharp from People Assisting the Homeless, or PATH, and we do have another caller now on the line.
Right.
We're using 2 of our lines here at
Yes.
KSJE this morning. I'm very excited about that, but we still have like 4 more, everybody, so if you want to call in, feel free,
Plenty
because
of phones.
we have not yet really maxed out our phone system here. So good morning, you're on KSJE.
Hi, it's Julie Begay with Echo Inc.
Hi, Julie from Echo Incorporated. Good to have you on the phone as well. And thank you for calling in and talking about how Echo is doing with all of this. So give us a little bit of an update if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, our food bank is still open. We have implemented a drive-through process.
Right.
You come in, and at the entry, you fill out your paperwork, make sure it's all ready to go, and then you move on, and our staff will actually put the food in your vehicles. And we just want to make sure the word is out that we are still open. If you receive food box, please still come and get your food box. We are doing our best to make sure everybody is safe and healthy.
Right. And so, again, it's more of a drive-through type of situation, and and folks can come by during are your hours still about the same?
Yes.
And what are your hours?
We are 8 a.m. to, I believe, 5:30.
Okay. And if folks are finding maybe themselves in some new economic circumstances, I mean, are they able to still come and maybe apply for help from Echo or assistance or even temporary help?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can give our number a call just to make sure you have everything, because we want this process to be as smooth and safe as possible for everyone, but you can apply in the drive-thru as well. New clients and returning clients are all welcome in the drive-thru. It's just our way of making sure everybody is safe when they come to the food bank.
Gotcha, Julie. And share that number with us if you would too, please.
Absolutely. That is 505-326-3770.
Okay, and that is for maybe some new folks who maybe just need some help. And again, I think it's another great service that Echo provides to the community, because for no fault of their own, folks may find themselves out of a job or with reduced hours or whatever the case may be, and this is another great benefit in our community. And then, are you looking for donations as well? Are there things that the rest of us can do to help you?
Yeah, absolutely. We are taking canned meat, canned fruit, and cereal. I know those are kind of some hot items right now, but if anybody ever finds themselves with an extra one or a few extra, please, we would take it. We want to create as many food boxes as possible for those people that are going to be losing their jobs or without an income for a bit and may need some help.
And Julie, what about cash donations?
Yes, cash donations we will accept as well. It allows us the ability to purchase some of those items that may not be donated. It may even just be purchasing bags or boxes so we can put the food in them to give them to them.
Right.
Would you like gently used bags and boxes too?
Yeah.
That could be helpful.
We would appreciate that, as long as they don't have holes in them.
Sure.
Sure.
Gently used. Keyword gently.
Yeah, exactly. So that all that nice canned meat can roll out.
There you go.
Yes.
And I know, Julie, you were looking for maybe some volunteers not too long ago. Is that still something that folks can do with this, even with this physical distancing? Is there a way people can even help to maybe fill some of those boxes or bags?
Yes, we are actually going to be having a volunteer time this Friday. We did one last Friday as well. It's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and it's just going to help us get ready for the next week and pack some boxes or organize the food bank, and we would welcome anybody that is wanting to come out and help. We do have a health questionnaire that we ask everybody to fill out. Just, basic questions. Have you been feeling ill? Because while we want everyone that wants to help come out, we do want everybody to be as healthy, especially now we want to be extra precautionary. So we just ask that if you are feeling a little unwell or recovering, there will be more volunteer opportunities, so just get healthy and get better. So
right. Good to know.
All that information is on our website at echoinc.org and /COVID-19 volunteer.
From your website. Got it. Okay, good to know. And a phone number one more time if folks want to just call in and ask a question about volunteering or even signing up or getting food through the drive-through location.
Yeah, it is 505-326-3770.
Okay. And your location, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say, can I ask that if anybody has any family in Albuquerque, especially seniors, our Albuquerque location is open as well, and they have also implemented a drive-through, and that is the Free Food for Seniors program.
Great. Okay, good to know. That's very important. And your location here again for folks who maybe have not yet been to the Echo Food Bank there on the south side of town?
Yeah, it is 401 South Commercial Avenue.
Right there. And that's a couple blocks south of Broadway, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, great. Well, thank you for calling in this morning and sharing that information with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. You're very
Thanks, Julie.
welcome. Thank you very much. And with that, we have another caller.
All right.
How about that? Thanks, everybody, for calling in. Let's go to the next caller. Good morning. You're on KSJE.
Good morning, Scott. Devin Neely from the county.
Devin Neely from San Juan County. Here he is. How are you, Devin?
Yeah, I'm well. How are you?
We're doing okay, thank you. What's new with San Juan County?
I'm sure you've been telling folks that we're changing the way that we're operating at the county a little bit. We're gonna keep the buildings closed and ask folks to give us a call and make an appointment to come down and take care of any business they need to. There's going to be numbers posted on our front door, and if you show up and didn't know, we won't turn you away. But we're really asking that folks call ahead before they come down to the county to get some services, from the clerk's office, from the treasurer's office, from the assessor's office, things of that nature. Right. We had talked a little bit about that. We have the news story on our website, Devin, that you had sent out, I believe, just the other day, about some of these changes, right? And with some of the phone numbers and the other times and things that you've also mentioned, correct? Yeah, exactly. That's the big change and it's not even really a change to the operation, but it is. We've got more folks working from home and trying to protect our people in the building and again, limit the number of people that might be congregating. I think that's what everybody's trying to do, and we're trying to do our part too. So if anybody has questions on that, they can call the main switchboard, and that's 334-9481. All right. And the other changes, I know, Devin, that you've announced the closure of McGee Park. Yeah. 2 events and also the golf course. Correct. A lot of folks had already been in touch with to postpone, cancel, reschedule events at McGee Park, and for right now, McGee Park is totally closed to events, and that includes open riding, which usually is scheduled a couple of days a week out there. Right. Just again, we're doing our best to limit the exposure, and that's what we're doing. Riverview Golf Course and the Rio Vista Grill are also both on the closure list, along with, I know, properties at the city of Farmington as well. So correct. But again, it's understandable, and it's all part of this physical distancing, as we were talking about, and
That's right.
Keep folks staying at home, or at least not getting around with big crowds. That's the whole idea from the governor's order of limiting crowds to 5 or less.
Devin, you want me to throw you up a nice softball for you?
Go for it.
You know what you can do while you're physically distancing?
What's that?
Fill out your census. Get counted.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Wow.
Have you filled out your census?
Oh, of course. I did it online.
Hey, that's the best way to do it.
There you go.
Census.gov is in fact, one of the guys in our office came up to me yesterday and said, hey, you know what we did? We did a family activity to fill out the census. And every single person in our family just lined up, and he's got a number of children. They all lined up and gave him their information, and he filled it in on.
So was he was confused about his own children's information, so they had to line up and give it to him?
Not for me to say.
No comment.
No comment.
Okay. Well, there you go. And I'll put a shout out that Devin was my guest on Monday's program talking about the census, and so you can look for that program online and get all the information about why it's so important to be counted in the 2020 census. So, Devin, thanks for calling in.
Well, I've got one more thing, Scott.
Okay, I won't hang up on you yet.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
This is one thing that just sort of boggles my mind, and we've had this problem for about 2 weeks now. The San Juan County Communications Authority, who runs the 911 call center, has had an influx of people calling to ask questions.
Oh, no, they should be calling us to ask questions.
Yeah, do not call dispatch
for your question. We have a very limited number of public safety dispatchers, and we need to keep those phone lines open for true emergencies. And yesterday, the dispatch center told us that people are calling to ask, well, is my business essential or not? And when that information is all available online, we posted it through Facebook, it's on the internet, it's everywhere you look. If you can't figure out if your business is essential or not, do not call 911 to ask.
Right.
So I should not call 911 when I'm looking for my canned meats.
No.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
No.
There's been an influx of calls. People are asking questions about COVID-19. People are asking questions about essential, non-essential. For the question about essential or non-essential businesses, the state police has set up an email address. I don't know if you put that out, Scott, but it's nmsp.covid19@state.nm.us. And if you have questions or if you see a business operating that you believe shouldn't be, you can report it there.
Okay.
That'll be directed to the specific district. Again, nmsp.covid19@state.nm.us, and that's the best place to ask questions about whether your business is essential or not essential. Obviously, there's some numbers from the state that you can call for health questions, and there is a hotline through San Juan Regional Medical Center, which has some more medical information. So
good advice, Devin Neely. And again, we have been compiling all of that at our website at KSJE.com on a special COVID-19 tab. And so all those numbers are available right there too, everybody. So we really do want to not call dispatch with some of these questions. And if they won't hang up on you, they're probably too polite to do that. But they really need to be available for other calls.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned. So thanks for sharing that, Devin.
Yep, thank you guys. You all have a good day.
All right, you too. Devin Neely from San Juan County calling in. If you have a question, everyone, again, you shouldn't be calling dispatch, but you could call us.
You can totally call us.
Because we would answer your question, or at least try. We had a question about the courts, and we had a comment about the courts.
Yes, so...
and they said,
sorry, Scott.
That's
they
okay.
said that the courts are
You read it as well as I did, so you know what the
it's all
answer
right
is.
Here. They said that, of course, the courts are still functioning, but if you have a hearing scheduled, just call ahead. So put the onus on yourself if you have a scheduled court hearing.
Right, and make sure it's still happening, or has it been postponed, because that's possible.
Right. Or is it happening by phone, or whatever.
And if you have a court hearing, you sure don't want to miss it, so it's important to call and find out what's going on.
That's free advice too, listeners. Don't miss your court hearings.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've never done that, but I can't imagine the outcome would be good.
It's not a good outcome.
No.
You can also call, speaking of numbers and calling numbers for information, besides us for questions, if you have specific help needs, you can call the 211 number, which is the United Way helpline. So if you're looking for food assistance and you can't remember, what the address is or where to go, or shelter assistance or anything, just call 211, and that is their helpline.
That's right. And again, the San Juan United Way does a great job with that, and we're going to get them on the show too to talk a little bit about some of the other things that they're doing with helpline and volunteerism and things along that line as well. But it's been great to hear from all of you this morning about so many things that are going on with the Path and the Daily Bread and Echo and all these things.
That's right. So just to recap for listeners who might just be jumping in, Path is looking for donations of bottled water or bottled sports drinks, ideally the water, but if there's a bottled water shortage happening out there, then bottled sports drinks or anything with some helpful hydrating components. Yes.
And let me just say, I was shopping in Sam's Club the other day, and they do have a limit of 1 pack of the bottled waters, but there were 2 different types of bottled water packs, and so I was able to buy 2 and still get away with the only 1 pack per brand is what I'm trying to say.
We're going to start calling you Loophole Larry.
That's me. All right.
That's me, Loophole Larry.
But I mean, it was great because I was able to use one of those to donate and one to use at home.
Well, and that speaks to the issue right now is that everybody's held to the same 1 pallet standard, right? So when Path staff go in to hunt for this bottle, they can only buy 1 as well. So this is creating the need.
But if you look for a different brand, you might be able to
Loophole
go
Larry.
out with 2. I'm just saying.
Call us and ask us for ways to get around things.
Give it a try. I'm just saying. It worked for me.
It worked.
And I'm
Scott.
sure Sam's will say, well, if Scott Micklin did it, then by all means,
Scott
fill
Micklin.
your cart.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
The only more powerful name to drop in town besides Scott Micklin would be Megan Culp, of course.
Of course. That's right.
So, and the donations of beverages are because PATH has switched from offering dining room service at Daily Bread to sack lunches. So they have to.
They need portable liquid, portable beverages to take with them.
Exactly.
So that's a great advice.
Yes.
So perfect. And then Echo, we talked about them.
Yeah, Echo is still taking volunteers to pack the boxes for the drive-through food pickup, and they're specifically requesting volunteers on Fridays, 10 a.m. to noon. And if you yourself are in need of food assistance, then feel free to head down there, and between the hours of 8 and 5:30. So if you're thinking about volunteering, again, adhere to the same advice, which is if you feel a little off, a little sick, or if you've come into contact with somebody who has been sick in the past 14 days, wait.
Right. Very good. That's true. There is the information, again, on the screen. So thank you. I'm reading the top one, not the bottom one, but thank you. I don't mind being a water bottle rebel, but non-compliance for the New Mexico State Police that Devin was mentioning just a few moments ago, there is the email address on the screen and the phone number on the screen. So thank you. I bet that's Devin who shared that.
I can't imagine anybody else that would share something about reporting non-compliance.
Right. I don't know who about the water bottle rebels, but I appreciate that comment too. We'll find out who you are, and thank you personally. So there you are, everyone. So perfect. Again, we're trying to compile all this information on the KSJE.com website. I will show that to you again of the latest story. So again, when we get a story that comes in, after the show goes off the air, we always put it on that website. It comes to the top of the screen, top of the list. So you're seeing all the latest information. Again, Navajo Nation numbers, Farmington announcements. As we scroll down, you can kind of see the schools information, Farmington facility, the San Juan County information Devin was talking about. We've got the story that we talked about yesterday of the first case in La Plata County. The route changes for Red Apple Transit is there. And, of course, the first local case from a few days ago is also listed on our website at KSJE.com. So we really do want you to use that resource as well as all the state figures at the very top of the page, as you can see. And right now, the latest in New Mexico is 100 cases across our state.
Growing by the day.
It is, unfortunately. And so before we go, everyone, we want to share some positive something.
Some positive
and that
something.
is Megan's assignment, is to bring us positive somethings every day.
That's right. It's one of my assignments, as well as semantic lessons and etymology lessons and philosophy lessons, etc.
Yes.
So the positive message today is, so it's important, even though pleasures of beauty and interesting things are not exactly essential to our livelihood, we definitely know that it's important to have things that we enjoy in life, particularly during a time like this. So I had seen yesterday an advertisement. One of the local nurseries in town is saying, our doors are open, not for you to walk in, but for you to call in, and they have all sorts of beautiful, like, spring flowers coming in. So I am not one to be able to keep a plant of any sort alive. That is not my
green thumb. No, not so much.
Not within my wheelhouse. In fact, I've been known to water plastic plants by accident because I didn't realize they were plastic.
Okay,
that happened for weeks at a time.
Wow.
At one of the places I lived in New Jersey. So so it's always a fight. Plants do not want to come to my home, but perhaps you, dear listener, are a type that does enjoy a good foliage, and that's an option out there. So we want to.
Okay. So if you want to call your favorite nursery and see if they are offering the service, that would be the way to do it, and check, because I know a lot of folks have maybe a lot of free time on their hands, being at home, and so they could, we're all going to have great gardens, as I've said earlier. Our yards are going to be fabulous. Maybe not yours, but the rest of ours.
I wonder if you could order plastic plants.
Maybe you probably could, but they could certainly maybe offer that service, a drive-through.
Drive-through.
If you would like to pick up some spring plants.
Delivery, but don't quote me on that. But so if you would like to beautify your home during this trying time, then our local nurseries have got your back.
They are stepping up.
They're stepping up.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, very good. Well, I think we're about wrapped up for the day.
So tune in.
We'll be back tomorrow. Yep.
Same time, same place.
And again, share with your friends. Share this podcast, share this video cast with your friends on social media. We're here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. right here on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. It'll be aired again on the radio later on today at 5 p.m., 5:06 p.m. to be exact.
5:06. That's right. Double the
Specific.
news, double the fun.
Right after the news. And there you go. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great Wednesday. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.